Hi, welcome to week 2 of our 5-part series on cybersecurity employee training for Franklin Public Schools. This week's topic, we will be taking a look at the current risks of cyber breaches and the challenges we face to prevent them from happening in Franklin Public Schools. To help with this week's information, I'd like to review with you 4 terms. The first one is a computer virus. Most of you are familiar with this term, and it is defined as a computer program that is written to spread from one device to another. Malware is another term we use, and it's also about some software that is written, but the purpose of that software is to damage or disable computers, such as deleting files. Ransomware is a term that is on the rise, and it is also the most prevalent type of virus that is happening today. What the ransomware does is it prevents you from accessing your computer or a server by locking the screen or a device, or by encrypting your files until a ransom is paid through an untraceable virtual payment system. And lastly, the term phishing is a practice of sending emails that appear to be from a reputable source with the goal of gaining personal information. Let's start with some background on current trends. Here is a visual representation since 2009 of security breaches we have all seen in the news over the last 8 years. As you look at today's date, you will see that the breaches are more prevalent and are much larger than ever before. You also see a note that's happening here in Wisconsin, as the UW Law School had a data breach just recently. The primary motivation for most cyber breaches today is money. Cyber thieves are banking on people clicking or acting on malware requests to get money. When a user clicks on a link and follows a request, a virus gets installed on their computer. The user will think that nothing happens. Cyber thieves are averaging $200 to $400 per piece of information they can get from these practices, including some people's usernames, passwords, credit cards, or bank account information. How is it happening? Well, the reason it's happening more and more is because the new types of viruses that aren't just replicating and being a nuisance like computer viruses once did. The new type of malware is difficult to detect by any type of software program, and many times the virus files that are gathering this information sit on a computer for almost a year, gathering keystrokes, passcodes, credit card information, and others before it's even detected on a computer. The other reason it's happening and why it's difficult to detect is because of the phishing scams that are going on. You may have seen these come through, and we'll take a look at some next week. And those phishing scams get users to click on information or click on links that look like they're viable links or look like they're coming from viable sources, causing hackers to gain access to usernames and passwords or other personal information. So what do? We do what we're doing through this series of educational training. We educate people on things to look for and become aware of. And we'll be spending some more time next week taking a look at those things in detail. The new malware is preying on human instincts to trust, and we are people who like to trust. And we are also people who are in a hurry, and sometimes we just click on things that look like a viable message without taking the time to look at it critically. Like in this picture from Education Week, you can see here that 500 employees were put at risk when a security breach happened at a school in Utah. In addition to raising everyone's awareness, we also need to take a look at our current practices and current technical infrastructure to make any changes if needed. Keeping a cyber breach from happening in Franklin Public Schools is going to take all of us to do our own parts to decrease this risk. Next week, we will take a deeper look into how breaches occur and specific things to look for when it comes to various malware, phishing schemes, as well as ransomware attacks.